Hello everybody, we're getting ready to do 5.5 part 1 for the SAT Math Level 1 Prep course here. Contact me at this email if you need the PowerPoint rather than the video of these and you need the worksheets, or if you need solution PowerPoints to the skill checks. 5.5, the parabola and its equations. There's a 30-point note-taking responsibility with this section, and then there's a skill sheet at the end of part 2 of this lesson worth 88 points. Overview of this section. The graph of this quadratic is a U-shaped curve called a parabola with C as its y-intercept. If the CA is greater than 0, the parabola opens up, and the turning point or vertex of the parabola is the lowest point, is to be a minimum. If the constant a is less than 0, the parabola opens down, and the vertex of the parabola is the highest point, it'd be a maximum. Vertex of a parabola, a line could be drawn through a parabola that divides it into image parts. The line of symmetry intersects parabola at its vertex. The vertex is either the highest or the lowest, like this here. This is your line here, line of symmetry. Graph of ax squared plus bx plus c, a greater than 0. So this is an example of this kind of quadratic, the graph of it. If a is less than 0, parabola opens down, and the vertex is the highest point, it'd be a max. And this would be your line of symmetry. Here's your two solutions to this quadratic, and here's your y-intercept graph of ax squared, where a is less than, so this would be a negative a out here. So the equation of a line of symmetry of a parabola equation is given in standard form. You can use the formula x equals negative b over 2a to find an equation of the line of symmetry, which also gives the x coordinate of the vertex. For example, here, quadratic. So negative b over 2a will be negative 12. The negative of negative 12 over 2 times 2, which would equal 3. So they plug that 3 back into the original here to find our y-coordinate, so it'll be negative 15. So when x equals 3, y would equal negative 15. That would be your vertex. So here is our graph here of our parabola. This is our vertex at 5, 2. The point 36 over here is on a parabola on 2 units from the line of symmetry here, x equals 5. And then the matching point on the parabola will be 7, 6 over there, which lies on the opposite side of the line of symmetry. Vertex form of a parabola, a times x minus h squared plus k. The vertex form, y equals a times x minus h squared plus k, where h, k are the coordinates of the vertex, and here we have a quadratic here in the vertex form. The parabola opens up, the vertex is at 4, 7, so here's our vertex, here's our x, and then here is our y coordinate of it. Is a minimum line of symmetry is x equals 4. So our line of symmetry is x equals 4. Rewriting parabola equations. The SAT may ask you to rewrite the equation of a parabola in order to reveal certain information about it. So y equals x squared minus 6x plus 8 as y equals x minus 2x minus 4. Its x-intercepts appear as constants. Min or max value appear as a constant. So y equals x squared minus 2x plus 8 is written in the equivalent form of here, x minus 1 squared plus 7. The minimum value of the function, it would be 7. So the graph of this function here, negative 1/2 x, negative 1/2 times x plus 4x plus 8 in xy plane is a parabola. Which of the following is an equivalent form of function f in which the max value of the function appears as a constant? The max or min value of a quadratic function is the y-coordinate of the vertex of its graph in the vertex form. So this would either be your max or your min here, your h and your k, negative h and then k. So using FOIL, multiply the binomial. So we have this function here, negative 1/2, multiplying by this trinomial. Then we factor out x squared plus 12x minus 1/2 of 32. We get this here, changed to vertex form of the parabola equation by completing the square. So we take 1/2 of 12 and square it. We get 36, which 1/2 of 36 would be 18, so we add 18 out here. Adding negative 1/2 times 36. So we get negative 1/2 times x plus 6 squared plus 2. By comparing f of x equals negative 1/2 quantity x plus 6 squared plus 2 to f of x equals a times x minus h squared plus k. You know that a equals negative 1/2 and h equals negative 6, which is right here. This is h, the negative of h, which is negative of 6. And k would equal 2 here in this case. Here's our k. So since a is less than 0, the vertex of the parabola is a max. The value of f would be 2 then, in this case here. So this would be our value here. The equation gives profit in dollars for y. A coat manufacturer earns each day where x is the number of coats sold, so this is the quantity here. What is the maximum profit he earns in dollars? Because the leading coefficient of the equation is negative, vertex of the parabola is the highest point on the graph, which determines the value of x. So the coat manufacturer, negative b over 2a, then negative 120 over 2 times negative 1, which is here, negative b, which is negative 120 over 2a, which is 2 times negative 1, which equals 60. Profit for that day. So now, because the maximum profit corresponds to the y-coordinate of the vertex, substitute 60 for x in the parabola equation. So we stick 60 in here and here. And what do we get? We get this here, this array of numbers here, and then we simplify to 1600. So the maximum profit would be $1,600. Now, if you want the PowerPoint for this, if the video is too fast, order the PowerPoint. Get through your worksheets, get your note-taking sheets, get a solution PowerPoint for the skill check. Email me here and I can provide that. Thank you.